notification, just like that.
Hi, guys. Welcome to the Sunday night podcast. Now, as many of you guys might know, a lot of people are at Kevin the Afterpreneur's party. Man, I wish I could be there. He's got 10,000 subs, and he did explain what flame responsibility means. So, are you in the room, Tony?
Yeah.
Oh. So, I take it you can hear me.
I can hear you just fine.
All right. Because I am having difficulties trying to get in my own live stream. No, we don't want to listen to you, lady. Okay. She's like, hi, blah, 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 blah. Oh, this is why. This is why. Because I'm not even on my account. I'm on Mandy Martinez. Okay.
Isn't it you?
Okay.
You were Mandy Martinez.
Yeah, that's me. Well, here we go. Videos. Thank you guys for your patience. Okay. So we do have Franco in the room, and Tony B is on the phone. Hi, Chris Tampa driver. My everything has been going wrong today. I have this terrible cold, and I wasn't going to go on because I'm just sicker than crap, and I was having feverish, but I'm feeling better. I think it's because I took some Tylenol. I think I just have a bad cold.
Oh God.
But Tony, I do have some stuff that I researched. So we're not going to do Ask the Experts because everybody is at the party, and I wasn't going to do this long podcast, but I wanted to do something, especially seeing as though last week was Super Bowl Sunday, and we did not go on because of that. So, and I think I don't know if you guys know Tony B. He lives in the south side, and I live in the north side. We live about an hour from each other. He does have a filthy mouth like a drunken sailor, but yeah, you do. But he is. Oh, hello, Reaper Crew. Welcome. Hello, Franco. Hello, Chris B. Tampa. Okay, so we do have Tony in the room, and I do what we do if you're new to this, to coming to the show, this is about making awareness about the abuses that go on in the ride sharing industry. And my hopes are, because on our panel there are a lot of people that have gone through such abuses, that when we reach out to people, that we can find a common ground. And when you have gone through similar situations and you share it with somebody else that has been through the same thing, healing does occur. So that is the whole purpose of this. And then I do have a section at the end, which I'm going to skip today because I'm kind of sick. But it is Ask the Experts, and if you have a question for the experts about ride sharing, delivery, what have you, I'm a delivery driver. Dark Road runs a delivery driver, and rideshare driver Dustin is a delivery driver. Okay, so the rules of the room: do not come into my room and promote your stuff. I'm gonna make Tony B pretty soon. He'll just bounce you. So if you come into my room and you start promoting your stuff, bye. So if you come in my room and you genuinely want to be here, you can be here. Okay. So let's get started today. I found an article, and it was actually about and Tony knows this stuff. Tony, tell him about the leader of one of the gangs. Do you remember the name of the gang here in Chicago? Somebody was a leader of a gang was killed here in Chicago.
Yep, and now that gang is going to retaliate on the other gang, I suppose.
Yeah, what was the leader's name of the gang? Do you remember?
I forgot. Let's see.
Okay.
Here we go. Black Disciples?
Yeah. So, hi, Big Diesel. Okay, Mr. Dashcam. If you behave, you can stay in the room. Otherwise, I'm going to remove you. Do not. I'm selling nothing. Don't come in my room and sell anything. Okay, thank you. If you want to sell something, start your own channel. Okay, so that's the rules of the room. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm trying to respect myself. It's about self-love. So, let me just go to this. Oh, I think it's right here. I tried to bring this article up on my computer, but they have so many darn ads. Like, if I'm trying to read what the article is saying, sometimes you get so many darn ads on the article, you can't really get to what is being. Okay. Here in Chicago, there are a lot of crimes targeting rideshare drivers. Now, I do know that we talk about a lot of this stuff on our channel, but it does talk about how, and every single night, it seems this week, I have been doing stories on people that have been victimized in the ride sharing industry. But these criminals know that they can get over on us, and they try and pull crap on us. So it says, this is a statement by Mark Washington. It's always in the back of my he's talking about the scariness of it. It's always in the back of mind. He says you have to be very careful. And the whole idea is that things are getting worse and worse here in Chicago. Of course, everybody's like, oh, Chicago, you got to be careful. Yes, you do have to be careful, and you got to be smart, carry protection. It says this job is becoming riskier and riskier. This guy that they interviewed actually was like a 2-year vet, or a 2-month vet. He'd only been doing this for a couple months, and I was like, what? So I don't know what's up with that. Okay, so he said, don't bring the kindness around here. If you want to sell kindness, take your broke ass home. You crazy. Okay, so and then all dash cams have been tested by Rocket Man and will pass the nuclear missile test. I think he's being sarcastic. I don't think he's actually, I think he's being a joker. So this guy said, he said to the guy that robbed him, you can take the cars, you can take the keys, I don't have any money, but you please don't do anything with me. He says, they say, and this is Lego Rideshare. I don't know if you guys know, but I have done an article by Legal Rideshare before. The lawyer's name is Brian Greeny, and he is an attorney, and he is partnered with Chicago Rideshare Advocates. Very wonderful attorney, and he's the one that gave me the information on what to do if you get deactivated. He said we get calls every week from drivers who have been assaulted and harassed and battered. he stands up for these people. We hear about carjackings. It's actually really common in our community. And said the attorney, we would argue there is not a reasonable expectation of privacy in a rideshare car. Think of your rideshare car as a city bus. If you wouldn't do or say something in a city bus, you shouldn't do it in a rideshare car. So it says the police are still looking for men behind 2 similar armed robberies in Austin neighborhood, where they say driver picked up a rider, and at some point during the trip, the rider pulled out a gun and demanded property before taking off. And then he said, somebody in River North, which is like right downtown. It's actually a safe neighborhood, but it says just days ago, somebody in River North, yeah, well, it is a pretty safe neighborhood. It is, stole a Lyft driver's car in River North, crashing and totaling it a few blocks away from where they stole it from. Idiots. So, Seashell in the house. Woo woo. Okay. Hey, Frank, thank you for sharing DLP link. Okay. Tony, go to bed, she says.
So funny. Did you look in the feed?
Okay. So, yeah, I'm looking right now. So, dash cam guy, I think this dash cam guy is being sarcastic. He goes, buy a dash cam from me or take your broke ass home.
He's obviously a viewer of your channel.
Obviously he's never spoken up in my, but you know what? You can change your name anytime you want. So he could have been Joe Schmo last time he came in the room, and today he's dash cam dude. You should just call your name dash cam dude or dash cam lady. Franco says, I hear Tony laughing. I bet he's reading your comments, Shell. She said, so dash cam is spamming my dash cam. Let me see if this guy actually even has a channel. Let me see. Go to channel. Let's look at his channel. He doesn't even have a channel. He's like, please subscribe to my channel, but he doesn't even have a channel. No, he's just like a visitor with his name Dashcam.
No way. So ironic.
So things are a little upturned here in Chicago as far as, one of the leaders of a big gang got killed. And, yesterday I was down in Calumet. How do you say that, Tony? Calumet? Calumet?
Oh my God,
Calumet City, which is really bad. I did a video about a Uber driver that was cut up and shoved in the trunk. And yeah, so you have to be careful, but I hightailed it to South Holland. I don't know if South Holland is any better. I called Tony. He's like, get out of there. So you just got to be smart in this industry.
Your little friend is trying to be smart with you.
Dashcam says, I do have a channel, old lady. Okay. Okay. We just made it, said Franco. He just made it. He just made it 2 seconds ago, because when I was on his channel a minute ago, he didn't have a channel. It didn't even have any subscribers. All it said was dash cam, and it had no videos yet. So right now he's just a guest until he starts dropping some videos. So just so you guys know, Tony has a filthy mouth, but he is a really excellent. He's very very nice young man, and he does. You have a filthy mouth, and he has road rage too. Yeah, you do. Yeah, he does have road rage. But I seen his dash cam footage, and some of that dash cam footage, I understand why he has road rage. But one of the things you have to learn in Chicago is everybody's going to cut you off, and everybody's going to drive like idiots, and you just got to be like, okay, this is my Zen moment. And I made a video about driving in Chicago traffic, but nobody liked it, and I think it's because I was like turning it around and telling people this is something because you can't change everybody outside of you. The only person you can change is yourself. So Seashell says, yes, true about Tony. And then Frank L. Franco says, dash cam, we have ways of making you make videos. So
your little friend on here is being quite smart.
What?
Your little friend, dash cam.
He says, who are you, Frank? He's Frank L. Franco. You don't know him? He is the Godfather. The Godfather. Yes. So this is the other thing that I want to talk about. And I'm sorry if this is kind of local stuff. This is stuff that's happening in Chicago. And I think these searches end up getting stuff closer to my house. Maybe they put locations on, but there's in Danville. Do you know where Danville is, Tony?
No.
No? Okay, well, it is in Illinois. I have no idea either. And the only reason I know that Springfield is the capital is because of Bart Simpson. Okay? So, and that's all I know about Springfield. But Danville, I have seen on the highway, you can get off here to go to Danville. So this is where people were, this Uber or not Uber driver. Actually, this is a delivery driver. I try to do one Uber when I've been having so many rideshare driver crap showing up. Oh, you know what? Wait, before I get going with this, I get so much rideshare stuff that it's ridiculous. People being hit or hurt in doing rideshare. Okay, I want to read these statements. What?
You might want to look at the feed.
Okay, wait. Okay. Oh, he says, well, yeah, I have to make you a moderator. He says, I'm the Pope of Italy. And then he says, I'm owner of a cement factory. He says, visit dashcam.com to buy from me. And then he said, forget DriverLadyPro. I bet you can't even drive. Yeah, Tony, have you been getting in cahoots with this guy? Have you been taking this guy in the back room and giving him talking him, trying to tell him that I'm a bad driver?
Oh, you think I'm coaching him?
Yeah. I think you're coaching him. I think you know this guy. Listen, Franco says, of course she can. She drives into stuff all the time. Really, guys? Listen, I just told this to Tony because Tony and I are tight. But I don't know if I told all you guys, but I did just get my CLP, which is a permit to get your CDL. And so I'm going to be driving school bus. Not in 3 weeks. I should be getting my CDL.
School? You said school bus?
It says driver lady accident bad luck pro. Hey, you've been. Excuse me. This is obviously you've been taking him in the back, teaching him some stuff here. Driver lady accident bad luck pro. This has got to be your other. This has got to be your other account or something. This has got to be you. Chris B. Tampa, the driver, says that's cool. Yes, and guess what? I will sing "Wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round," and they'll be like, "Miss Martinez, be quiet." You know, because nobody likes somebody that sings bad. And then he says yes, but she's still classy like a lady. So let me read, before I get started on these delivery drivers that are getting robbed. Let me just for a quick minute, let me read the statement from VIA. Okay, this is the statement VIA put out. VIA considers the safety of its passengers and driver partners to be the utmost important. We provide our drivers and riders with 24/7 live support should they need to reach us at any point, and we cooperate fully with the law enforcement investigators into criminal conduct to further ensure safe experience for all. What a bunch of crap. Bullshit. Okay, and then this is Lyft's statement. Since the beginning, we have worked hard to design policies and features that protect both our drivers and riders. Safety is our top priority. Well, bullshit. And it's our goal to make every ride safe, comfortable, and reliable. Bullshit. And then this is Uber. Uber is deeply committed to the safety of drivers using the Uber app. We also have a number of safety tips online for drivers and for riders. That isn't what they usually put out, because usually they blow it. All right, I'm gonna step out of the classiness for a minute. They blow sunshine up our rears. Okay. I'm going to step back into the classiness. Okay, Dashcam, that Toyota Corolla of yours will have 5 more new bumpers by 2020. This has got to be Tony B. This has got to be Tony B. Tony. This has got to be you. You've been training this guy. I know you. I know you. When you sang that song last night, I couldn't get that song out of my head. Oh, I'm sorry, Chris B. El Franco says, not a problem. She has plenty of tape. Yeah, you know, on that front bumper, I used duct tape. I used flexi tape. That newfangled stuff, you know, that flexi tape works really super good, except for if you're in intense heat, then it'll slide right off. I use Gorilla tape, duct tape, all kinds of tape. Now you did it to me again, says Crispy Tampa. And then Franco says, wait till she has a couple Angry Orchards. She sings like a bird. I need some Angry Orchards. I haven't had one in a while. You know what I did? I bought this stuff. Don't ever buy this stuff. Okay, listen. It's called Pure Still. It is water, alcohol, and mango flavored. It tastes like freaking crap. It tastes like crap. It tastes like you put rubbing alcohol with a little mango flavor in it. It's disgusting. Don't buy it. So that's what I bought for myself, and I have to go back and buy some more.
Are you looking at the feed?
Yeah, I am now. So then Crispy Tampa says, open up that can and say it again. And then you said DriverLadyPro crashes like a boss, but also crazy like a lady. This has got to be you. I know you too well, Tony. All right. Oh, shh. Okay. Let's play this about the Papa John's driver. Oh, they're going to do an advertisement. Oh shoot, that's right. I don't have any doggone. I'm not gonna be able to play it. Shh. Okay. She basically what she said is she's been driving for Papa John's for quite a while. Former Papa John's pizza driver Brittany Wyack said it's the occupational hazard that had her calling it quits. So she quit. She said what happened was she got robbed, but not just once. She keeps getting robbed. 3 times is not a lucky number, she said. Then she said, when you've been robbed twice. Oh, no, so she's been robbed. If you get robbed 3 times, you might not come home. So I think she's been robbed twice. She said in June, she was robbed at gunpoint while delivering pizza in Danville. And then by the time I had gotten my car door open, the gun was like, drop everything you got, and held a gun to my head. 2 months later, it happened again. All of a sudden, the knife comes out and gets behind me, and he puts the knife in my back and says, drop everything. So this is what it says. Local delivery drivers, Domino's, Jimmy John's, Great Wall, Monaco Pizza, all have similar stories. So apparently, well, of course, this is happening all over. We have had a number of armed robberies in the community where delivery drivers were the targets, says Danville Public Safety Director Larry Thompson. So basically, they asked her at the end, right here. I don't want to keep reading. She says, when asked if companies should suspend delivery service, Thomas said that it wouldn't be a solution. Instead, Thomas said companies should require payment ahead of time and train its drivers to be alert, looking out for potential traps. And that's why I think it's really important that you have like the tack bat that I have. You have a really good solid. I'm sure if now, if somebody approaches you from the front or back, that you might be screwed. But if somebody approaches you from the front, unless they have a gun, I think pepper spray or a taser might help. What do you think, Tony? Would you be a gun hole? Are you a gun? Are you pro gun or against gun?
Pro, because everybody else has one. So why the hell can I not? So get that Mac 10, fully automatic, whatever, and get to shooting.
Okay. So Franco says dash cam B Ford Edge. We know it's you, Tony. And then dash cam. Everyone visit Ford's website to buy the new 2019 Ford Edge. Okay. And then Seashell says, that's Tony. We know you, Tony. We know you too well. Seashell, sorry to hear about the driver.
No, there's me.
Yeah, Tony, we weren't born yesterday. It's not. I'm right here, Shell. Okay. Honestly, we ain't dumb. This is what my spouse says. My spouse has a Mexican accent. You think I'm dumb? I'm not dumb. Except for it's said in Spanish, so what, you think I'm dumb? I'm not dumb. I'm like, what? No, I don't think you're dumb. Yeah. Okay. So this, and if you guys have stopped in all week, I've had 3 times where I did a live stream where people have been abused in the industry. I didn't want to redo all of those videos in this video, but I do want to mention them and let you guys know that part of the reason for this is raising awareness, letting people know, because I've been talking to, like, this is the time to do it anyway, because we have the Me Too movement. When I was younger, nobody would speak up for sexual harassment in the workforce. I think her name was Anita Baker, that stood up and went in front of, huh?
I know what it is. She's a singer, right?
No, I think the lady's name was Anita Baker, and she's not a singer. She worked with one of the justices, and he sexually harassed her every day. And then he got appointed to be a Supreme Court justice, and she went, and basically it was her word against his, and he ended up getting elected to the Supreme Court. But the point is she started something, and we people we need to speak up. We can't just sit around and pretend like nothing's going on. So it's and for some reason in our activist groups, I don't know why, but we seem to have more women than men. So yeah. And I'm wondering if it's because women have gone through so much struggle, you know. So with Tony B busted dash cam, your message. Frank says Tony busted, and then Seashell says yes. Anita Man says Frank L. Franco. I don't know if you guys remember that, but it was in the like the 80s or the 90s, ended the 90s, I think it was. And then Seashell says, right, DLP. So, Tony, I don't think people like it when you, like when I did the video about, you know, learning to, like a lot of people don't like it. I met this guy at, before I get started talking in circles, I met this guy at the lot, and he kept talking about his, people kept telling him he's hard braking, and he was so mad at the people for the passengers complaining about his bad braking. But I'm willing to guess that if a lot of passengers were complaining about his braking, it wasn't personal. Yeah, she said late 90s. So Chris Tampa remembers. Dash cam. Everyone visit my channel to buy a dash cam. Okay. All right. Anyway. So point is I got off track. What was I talking about, Tony?
Oh my God. You saying something about bad braking?
Yeah, this guy, thank you. This guy kept saying, oh, these customers are saying my braking is bad. And he was mad at the customers. And, you know, maybe if somebody says thing once, you might be like, oh, they're being mean. Okay. If somebody says something twice, you might want to check. If it's 3 times, it's a really good idea to like fix that. And I'm guessing that guy did not fix it because he was so angry. And when customers give you feedback, it's not always necessarily about you. Sometimes it is. They might just be assholes and leaving bad stuff. But I'm sure that guy is not on the platform anymore because he couldn't take a hint. But when I started out on the platform, I went down to a 3.8 because I kept making mistakes because I'm actually originally from Michigan. And my navigation was really bad. And people would complain. And if you actually look at what people are saying and like process it, are they actually being mean, or are they giving you constructive criticism? So Tony, I'm giving you some constructive criticism. You need to use your driving habits as, oh, hey, Nicholas Winecoop. Hi. He says, hi, bus driver lady pro. Woohoo.
Whatever happened to Ding Dong?
Ding Dong.
What? Wait, is that my doorbell? Hold on 1 second.
What are you talking about? Oh, the guy named Ding Dong.
Oh, there's nobody here.
There's nobody. You know that we've had a bend. We've had a guy come in the room called Bend Over. Bend Over. Ben Dover. Yeah. We got some smart Alex. We certainly have some smart Alex. So Tony, really, you got to stop doing the scamming. No scamming. It's not good. I don't want you in prison. We need to mold you into. So Tony and I are putting together, we're going to make a section on both of our channels. If you guys don't know, Tony B has his own channel. It's about reviewing cars. If you have any questions at all, Tony is the man. He knows everything. Tony knows. I came in and I said, Tony, I can't find my trunk release for the rideshare rental that I had. And he looked it up. He goes, well, that is because that particular model did not have a trunk release. Although later, what?
Remember, Belinda's car had a trunk release?
Who? Belinda?
I said Linda's car had a trunk release, remember?
Oh, yeah, but she had a different model.
She had like a 2012, I believe, right?
Yeah. Okay, so let's read what's going on. Saw you on the live chat with Uber girl Paula. Yes, she's awesome. And it was cool to see her face to face. That was cool. Is that a geese or Tony laughing? That's from Frank. Tony, you know what? You come on here and you pick on us, and then you're like shocked that we pick on you. Okay, Sheila Bellows in the house. And then AZ Driver in the house. Hey, buddy. Yes, I do have a loud voice. I apologize. Please turn on the volume on your receiver. I am a loud person. I'm not Italian. I'm actually a gringa. I'm white. That's me, Frank. I accidentally switched to my sister's account. Really? We couldn't tell. Nicholas Winecoop says, I have a 4.98 rating right now with Lyft. So do I, because Lyft is starting to give us all 5s for people that do not rate. On Uber, I have had the same rating for ages. Yeah, I'm serious. I have like an 4.87, or sometimes it's 4.8, sometimes it's 4.87. It keeps, just one up, one down, and that's because they go on an average of how many people you have. And so if you do get one person, but nobody has complained about me for ages, but I still have, I don't have a 9.5. I'm like, man, how do I get it up? And that's a Lyft thing. Maybe they should start giving gringa. Soy gringa. Yeah. Actually, I have people are like, what is your nationality? And pretty much I'm a mutt, except for I do have a grandma that was from Germany. So I'll say to people, I'm like, good part of me is German. And they'll be like, you're a black German. Because Germans are supposed to be blonde hair, blue eyes. But not everybody is blonde hair, blue eyes. All of my German family is dark skin, dark hair. So, what are you doing, Tony?
Did you get hear that?
Yes.
Well, I'm just tapping my fingernail against my laptop, scratching it all up, because it's plastic.
Why are you scratching up your laptop? You need to take care of your things. I met this yesterday. I met this awesome passenger. And we always talk about bad crap on this channel, but this passenger told me that when he was a kid, his dad bought he his dad would tell him, make sure you lock your car. And then he would say, Dad, I'm going over here. And his dad would sneak over wherever he was, and he would go and like steal all his stuff out of his car because he'd forget to lock his car. And then he would feel bad because he had to fess up to his dad and tell his dad, hey, this is what happened. I was like, dang, that's a smart idea. I wish I would have done that with my kids.
Yeah, I would do that to you all the time.
Yeah, but I lock my doors all the time. It's very rarely that I don't lock my doors. So, Nicholas Weinkoop. At one point, I had a Lyft driver rating of 4.61, but it took me 14 months to the day, and now to have a 5-star rating. Amazing. Okay, Cockane, hiya. Okay. Is this your buddy? He says hiya. Hi, Cockane. I don't know what that means.
That's not cocaine, I hate to tell you.
It looks like cocaine. Yeah, it does. Hi, cocaine. I don't know how to spell. Okay. I can read, but I'm like somewhat dyslexic. Okay. And this is probably Tony B. This cocaine guy is probably Tony B. He probably changed his name to Cocaine from Dashcam. My name is Cocaine. He was right. This was... You need to put your picture in there, Tony B. Then we would actually be thrown off. But when you start talking, we're like, oh, that's Tony B. Because it is you. And then he's probably going to get on and say, no, that's not me. And then I'm going to say, yes, it's you. I know it's you. All of a sudden, I have a whole bunch of people entering my room.
Yeah, you have a lot of trolls tonight.
Trolls? Nobody's trolling me except Cocaine, maybe. Not. Well, no. He says, who's Tony? Yeah, Tony. Okay, Tony. Okay, so Franco says, naughty word. He said, COCASS. Okay, you can figure it out. It looks like cockwine. Says, yeah, I guess COCKWINE. Let me push this show. Yeah. Tony, you need to come up with a more inventive number, like, or more inventive. Tony is just learning to spell. He says, I want to escape my country, says Cocaine. Okay. What country would that be? Anyway, that is pretty much all that I had prepared. He says, I was once in Coquiana. LOL, Coca. And then Winecoop says, snort some before you leave your country. Yeah, but doesn't, like, I've never done cocaine, okay? And then Seashell says, LOL, Nicholas. Franco says, busted twice. And then Cocaine says, I drink cocaine. Tony.
How do you drink coke? What?
Yeah, we know what you're doing.
My God, you need to do something about it. What the hell?
Tony Tony once again, says Seashell. We ain't dumb. My mama didn't make no fool. We ain't dumb. We know you changed your name from Dash Cam to Cocaine.
No.
Yeah.
If I was, who would put a space like that? Like,
Yeah,
like
because all right, the reason why you put the space is because they ask your first and last name. That's why I had to do Driver Lady Space Pro. Okay.
No, you didn't have to. When I did Tony before the Edge, I didn't do that. I just left the space out.
You can't. You got to have a last name.
You can't. You can't. You have to use a different platform. I think you used your phone when you signed up, right?
I don't know. It's been over a year. Says Tony once again, and then she says, Tony likes attention.
Why does she keep saying that? Like,
and then Cocaine says, who's Tony? Yeah, sure.
don't tell him who I am.
We know who you are.
Me?
Yes, me and Shell. We got your number. And Frank L. Franco. And then Nicholas Wine Coop says cocaine shots. Tony. Isn't it past your bedtime? It's like 9:30. What time do you usually go to sleep, Tony?
About 9 o'clock.
About 9 o'clock. It's 9:30. Okay, so let's read this. Franco says that's what everybody says. Who the hell is Tony? And then Cocaine says, I want to go visit Trump. Don't come up in the room talking about Trump. And then Seashell says, yes, Tony, we see you. Ha ha! We're watching you. Always watching you. I heard that. That's out of Monsters, Inc. I'm watching you. Always watching you. We are. Cocaine says Trump is the best. Don't come up in here talking about Trump. We have no political affiliation here. We do not confirm or deny political views.
Really?
No, what?
He must have snorted cocaine or something. Like, really?
We don't talk about Trump.
Yeah. Why
Okay.
you tell him that? Like,
He was busted that time when he entered the chat. Yeah, we know. Cocaine is Tony.
What? No.
Yes. We're not dumb.
No.
My mama didn't make no fool, Tony. So, Crispy Tampa says book his. What? All right. Do we have anything more important to talk about, Tony? What are you doing now?
Nothing.
You're typing. I bet you're typing on the cocaine name. Boo hiss. She says boo hiss. He said cocaine rules. Tony, you're being goofy.
What? What makes you think this is me? Like,
just by the tone of your voice. What? What makes you think this is me? That is so. I had kids. My kids are grown, but I had kids. I'm not dumb. I was not born yesterday. So what are you typing now, Tony?
Nothing.
Yeah. You're going to type in something from Cocaine Boy.
No.
Okay. So, Tony B, do you have anything to tell anybody about cars that would be really super important so that I can...
Yeah. Everybody go in and purchase the Ford Edge.
Okay. One thing that Tony and I are going to do is we're getting together next Saturday, and we're making videos about like maintenance on your car, how-to videos. And we're going to put the videos on each of our channel. And because I know some of you guys are not dumb and you already know how to do this, but there are so many. You know what? One night I was working in Jewel-Osco. It's a thing here, and somebody's battery died, and they said, she said, I think Shell said good night. Yes, she said good night, everyone. It's been lovely. Okay, so I went outside and I jumped somebody's car, and they're like, all the guys were like, oh, I don't touch that. I don't do that. I'm not going to do. And you know what? It is so disempowering if you do not know how to use jumper cables. And it is also, it is exactly written on the directions of the jumper cables. But we decided we're going to do a how-to video, at least on how you should know how to check your oil. You should know how to check your transmission fluid. You should know how to check all that stuff. And keep your car from turning into a Franco says he's taking off.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Look at that.
Mine Coop says you can snort cocaine with a straw with cocaine in Coca-Cola. Cocaine says, good night, Frank. Don't let your Ultima bite. This is Tony. Tony would only say that. Thought you were going live. I am live. You weren't going. Oh, I started feeling better. Tony, don't let Ford go over the edge. Okay. Frank says, taking my broke ass home. And then Cocaine says, hey, fatty. I wonder who's writing hey, fatty. That is definitely this don't let your Ultima bite. Yeah, that is only something Tony B would say. Yes, because I don't even know what type of car I don't know what type of car Frank has. But you remember, and you remember all that kind of crap, because I'm like, hi, how are you doing, Tony? He's like, did you know this particular model had this particular feature on that and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, wow. Tony has, like, he's tons of information in his brain about vehicles. He needs to be a car salesman. Ooh, yes. She said, okay, so Cocaine, Fat Man says, hey, Tony, Coke addict. Yeah, we know you. We know you. Okay, then Seashell says, like number 4. Thank you, guys. If you haven't given me a like, please make sure you give me a like. And then Cocaine says, Coke addict, I'm pranking DLP. We know. We know. We're not dumb. And then, anyway, and then for, the Fat Man says coconut. That's true. You just Franco says you just think you're pranking DLP. Pranks on Tony. I know. Some WWBC media says like number 5. Well, thank you. What else were we talking about? Now that we talked about everything.
What's wrong with you?
I can't remember. I suffer from CRS. Can't remember shit.
CRAZY, okay?
I ought to take you out back and teach you some respect, boy. Ryan Coop said, liquid cocaine sinus relief. Remember back in the day, don't you wish they still had cocaine in Coca-Cola? I would have loved to try it, right? And then Fat Man says, suffer, I bet.
I think
Me? Suffering from what? From Tony? From putting up with Tony? Yeah, maybe. I'm being investigated by 2 pit bulls. So I saw on the news the other day, this woman in Chicago, all right, she trained her dogs to attack and they mauled a person. And I don't know if that was the first time. I'm guessing not. But they mauled a person and they did absolutely nothing to stop the mauling. And she's it's not just a woman. The woman and her husband are in in prison for life. They have a life sentence for not doing anything about it. Basically, like, oh, whatever, and letting their dog like chew this person up. And they put in the paper that they had, and it was a real big controversy here in Chicago. And they put it in the paper that she got denied bail. So I thought when you had a life sentence, you don't get a chance to bail. So, but I guess, or parole, I mean. Then WWBC Media says, had you ever had a kick out a passenger that didn't want to get out? You know what? I was just watching a video. I can't remember whose channel. It was actually it was a new guy. It was a new channel guy, and he was super calm. And he said, sorry, dude, you got to leave. And the guy was like trying to, oh, no, can't you bring me to my destination? And he's like, no, I can't. You're not paying me. Listen, I don't kick people out. If I'm not getting paid, I'm taking a screenshot of picking you up in the destination that I was at. And then I'm also taking a screenshot of being at your destination, and then I am calling Uber and having them adjust my fare, because I do not want extra BS in my car. Okay? And I have done that for both Uber and Lyft. When somebody has canceled my ride, I do not kick people out. I am a girl. I do these look like big arms, but you know what? This only goes so far. When you have somebody that's behind you and they're going to jump on. No, I'm not causing problems.
Open up the passenger door and point a musket at their ass.
Yeah, you have a musket thing. I don't know. Batman says. So, Crispy Tampa says, did you cheat on them, Scott? Oh, I don't know what she said. And then Fat Man says, yes, Christine, I ate dinner and they found out. And then the Fat Man says, I did. Had a lady the other day, didn't want to get out. I said, you're getting out. She said, no, I'm not. And I sprayed liquid ass, and she didn't, and she got out with Johnny on the spot, like Johnny on the spot.
Instead of you spraying it on your leather seats, whatever, you should have sprayed it on her ass, Fat Man. Take it with her. Wherever you go.
And then Nicholas Winecoop says pit bulls with some people are trained to fight and kill. Yeah. And if you train your pit bull or your dog, whatever kind of Doberman, whatever, if you train them to kill and then they end up killing somebody, you can go to prison. And that is exactly what the article was about. If you end up killing somebody because you trained your dogs to kill, then you will end up living in prison. And
so it's like using your dog as a weapon.
Exactly. But I really would like them. I would like to see people getting harsher sentences. I love animals, and I would love to see people get harsher sentences for neglecting and doing terrible stuff to animals. Okay, so Winecoop says, I had a passenger put chewing gum in the crevice of my back seat trying to sabotage me on my next ride. Wow. I didn't spray it on her ass. She choked. He said I did. He said I did spray it on her ass and she choked. Winecoop says it's a felony. Yep. So I believe it. If you train your dog to kill, But I think they need to do more about, like, I've gone and I've seen people leave their dogs outside in the freezing cold and the dogs end up dying. No, you need more than just not be able to have animals again. That's not right. That's not right. Yeah. And all they do right now is you need some kind of, at least a misdemeanor brought up on you. Okay, so Crispy Tampa says, why wouldn't she get out? And Tony says, animal cruelty. And then the fat man says, Christine, she wanted to go through the drive-thru and I told her no. Wow. If somebody wants to go through the drive-thru, if it's not a big long line, I will bring them. I do. But maybe call me a softie. I do, because now we get a higher rate for sitting. You get at least $11 an hour.
I would break their damn phone. They wouldn't be able to rate me.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. You get more of a weight. You get is it 20 cents a minute or something? 20 cents a minute. Something, you get paid better for wait time now. Okay. Then he said, here in Florida, we don't get prosecuted if someone gets bitten on your own property. Okay. Well, and that's probably true in a lot of places. If somebody is, unless, like, if the delivery driver is coming up to your house and you know that delivery driver is coming and you haven't put your dogs up, that might be an exception. I saw a video about it, not like last week. When Lyft passengers can stop at 2 stops. With Lyft passengers can stop at 2 stops. Well, I think you can for Uber passengers too. Do Wine Coop, do you do Uber too or just Lyft? So I do both, but I mainly do Uber. I feel so much better than I did earlier, Tony.
So you say you're just an Uber slave?
Oh, yeah, I'm DriverLadyPro Uber slave. No, what I go see Uber here. I don't know about other places, but Lyft has stopped giving incentives here. So I drive. You go with the person. You got to take care of you, and you go with whoever pays you the best. You know. Mm-hmm. Just Lyft, because I had nightmares driving for Uber. Really? Wow. Tampa Chris says, Uber, you have multiple stops as well. Yeah. Yeah, I do some Lyft. I especially like to do Lyft at the airport because the here our O'Hare Airport, the Chicago Rideshare Advocates is working on it to expose this, but there's a one little tiny drive coming out of our holding area, and it gets so clogged up and everybody's getting called all at once, and it can be an hour before you get out of the area. So what I do is I do Lyft because Lyft is able to you're able to get out easier doing Lyft. You get out sooner doing Lyft. A lot of times I'll head in and I won't have to sit in the back and wait. I'll just go in, I'll wait by the front, and then I'll get my butt out. I'll just wait in the front. You can get a ticket doing it. You wait in the front you're on the yellow lines, but yeah. But if you only have 20 people.
How are you going to get a ticket? Like, as soon as you see them walk up,
I've gotten a ticket before. You can get like a $250 ticket.
Yeah. You said you got one?
Yeah, I did before because I went and parked in the yellow lines. You don't park in the yellow lines, and the tickets out at O'Hare are outrageously expensive.
How much did you pay?
I don't remember. I think it was only an $80 ticket.
Damn, that's a lot. You should have forced it. Speed off. They wouldn't be able to catch my ass.
No, you can't do that. That's if you take off like that, Tony B, you don't know nothing. If you take off like that, that's like you running from a cop. You get in way worse trouble. Don't be fleeing from a cop, buddy. He told me to stop. I'm doing what he says because I ain't getting thrown in prison for fleeing from the scene.
Like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see you there.
We need to train this boy. Okay, so Fat Man says, if I see trip with multiple stops, I bounce, no trip, and very time consuming. And then Nicholas Winecoop, yes, Uber was always glitching and I was always annoying. It was always annoying me, more headaches than anything. I do both because you can maximize your time. You're not sitting around waiting. You turn on both and you have a better chance of getting rides. Plus, sometimes one will be doing more promotions. And like there's been times in the city when they knew there was some kind of big event and they sent me, oh, if you do like 5 rides from this time to that time, you can get extra $50. And then Lyft would, that was Uber. And then Lyft would send me, if you do 4 rides from this time to that time, you can get an extra $55. I was like, heck yeah, I'm doing Lyft instead of Uber. Okay, so Winecoop says Lyft pays more here. And then Crispy Tampa says, the one I showed you, remember? Okay. And then Nicholas Winecoop says, I am influenced by the movie Driver X. I need to see that. Do you think that's on Netflix? Everybody keeps saying I need to watch Driver X. Tony, what are you doing?
Oh, do you hear anything?
Yeah, I hear you typing.
Oh, no, I'm not typing. I'm trying to connect this free backup camera.
A pre-bit. So Tony does show me dash cam footage, and I really think he needs to put it on his channel. People do idiotic stuff to him. Now, I understand you need to calm down, buddy, and be like,
oh, they pissed me off. Ooh.
Yeah, I know it pisses you off, but you cannot be like road raging. You can't. You gotta be calm and you know, it's better. Zen moment. Whoosah.
Let's just say I'm glad I don't have concealed carry.
So Nicholas Winecoop says, it should be, but I stream and I have the Amazon Fire TV box. I don't do Amazon crap. I barely ever buy from Amazon. I think they're becoming a, what is it? What are those called? Monopoly. Yeah, I don't like Amazon. They tell people this is the way it's going to be. And if you don't like it, you can't sell. You know? So, and then if you try and sell something and they think it's a good idea, then they'll make it themselves and then they'll sell it. Yeah. All right. Winecoop, oh, wait. Anyway. All right, Tony B. It is 5 more minutes, buddy. And then you need to get to bed because what time is your classes in the morning? What time do you have to be up in the morning?
I have to be up at 6:20 and I leave the house at 7:30. Yeah.
So it's probably a good idea that we wrap this up because I got you up really late, buddy. And I want you to have your mind fresh because we know that you have a lot of that car stuff in your brain, but you need to know more than just cars. You know, I mean,
well, that is what's going to rule the world soon. So
no, you know what's going to rule the world is people knowing coding. You should be taking coding.
You said cocaine?
No, coding.
Oh, codeine. Oh,
Coding.
yeah.
Coding. You know, like coding on the.
I know the drug. Yeah, codeine. Yeah.
I need to take him out back and teach him some respect. Not Cody. Coding. C-O-D-I-N-G. Coding. Coding.
C-O-D-I-E-N-E, whatever. Yeah.
You can't even spell coding. You need to go to school tomorrow morning, buddy.
C-O-D something, I don't know.
Okay, so Crispy Tampa says, have a good night. I'm going to end this live stream, buddy. Without any further ado, hustle hard, but hustle smart. And if you don't hustle smart, take your broke ass home. DriverLadyPro out, and Tony B. Hasta la vista, baby.